All right, we're gonna be going over the guillotine, okay, the offense and the defense. We're gonna start with the offense on the guillotine, the front choke, okay? And I'm gonna, I like this kind of position over here, right? Because he can't strike me, so, if we're in here, if I can sit up over the shoulder, I'm in the position to attack the Kimura, the bump sweep, but also the guillotine. So let's go over the guillotine, right? From here, I connect my hands. I can have his arm in or out. I'm gonna be on this side for now, just because I want you guys to see my elbow going to my hip. It's all about getting the angle, and it's good when I talk about the defense because you're gonna see that. Okay, so I connect my hands. Okay, my shoulder goes down. I pull up, because if his neck is here, I want to take away all the space. So I put the shoulder down and I pull up. Okay, that's one. Okay, so I put the shoulder down and I pull up. Before I go back, a common mistake is for the person to go on their back and then try to do that. But once they have their back on the ground, they can't really do that anymore. So the time is as I'm here, as I'm sitting up, I get around the neck, is for me to put the shoulder down and to pull up on the hand. Now, once I have that position, I go to my back, okay? And as I'm falling, I want to bring my elbow, I want to get the angle, I want to get my elbow to my hip. So I fall at an angle, you can hip out a little bit too, and I get the leg over the back, and I arch my back, and it's very, very tight, So it's all about the angle, because when you're doing the defense, you're trying to basically change that angle to keep my elbow away from connecting to my body. So let me do that one more time. I'm here, I get into position, okay? However I get into the guillotine, okay? I get around his neck. If I'm doing it from the guard, right? If I'm doing it from the guard, look, before I put my back on the ground, I want to put my shoulder down and I want to pull up on my hands, okay? Once I do that, then I can go to my back, because if I'm on my back and I try to do that, it's not gonna work. The guy's head's gonna slip out. Even as I fall down, it's gonna pop out. So as soon as I'm sitting up, I connect my hands, I put my shoulder down and I pull up, okay? Now I go to my back, and as I'm going to my back, I bring my elbow to basically to my hip, yeah? Boom, at an angle. And I can hip out more to add more pressure, and I got it, okay? And it can be the same thing with the wrist, as long as you have those kind of key things down, okay? And it can even be with the arm in, Same thing, my shoulder's down, I pull up, okay? And I go with the elbow to the hip. And I get that basic guillotine, okay? All right, so let's talk defense. And so if Sasan gets me in the guillotine, and yeah, let's go from here. Yeah, he gets me in the guillotine, okay? And if his legs are open, right? I'm gonna jump to the opposite side. And I'm gonna go into side control. And if I'm in side control, and he's still holding onto the guillotine, I can do that from flute choke. I can connect my hands, grab my shoulder forward. I can choke him out, So, But if your legs are open, you always have to watch out for the guy jumping to the opposite side. That's the first basic guillotine skip. And the next one is when the guy has his legs basically locked up. So he gets the guillotine, he falls to his back. That's it. Okay. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to stack him up. I want to put the weight of my shoulder on his body. Okay. Now, he wants to bring this elbow where? To his hip, right? So I'm going to walk my feet kind of to the opposite side. So the weight of my shoulder here goes over the neck, and it kind of starts to put pressure on his grip, on everything, and it's going to take away the pressure of his choke and everything, okay? Because he can't get the angle, okay? From here, I'm going to grab his wrist, turn my chin and also towards his body, and I'm going to get my head out, okay? Pretty simple. So again, okay, I'm here. His legs are locked, so he can't jump over, okay? Right away, I stack him up. The weight is on the shoulder. I don't even have to throw my arm over the neck. I mean, if the guy is really strong, maybe it's a good idea to do that, but I walk to the opposite side, okay? And this hand grabs the wrist. I turn my chin in towards the body, and you kind of have to do all those things when you start to feel the choke. So my chin turns in towards the body. I grab his wrist. I pull it away from my neck, and I stack him up, and I walk to the opposite side of his body. So we're gonna do two counters to the basic defenses, okay? So I have his neck here, and if I can't connect my hands, however, for whatever reason, I can just grab the chin, okay? And if the guy's already past this leg, maybe I'm in a bad position to even go for the guillotine, but I still have a sweep that I can do, okay? So a lot of times I grab the wrist as I grab the guillotine. So I'm one-handed on the guillotine. Before I connect my hands, there's a little transition, and if I feel the guy, he pushed my leg down and he's jumping, look, I go to his wrist here like that. And I'm just gonna use that to fall to the side. And I'm gonna use that to come up on top. And I can even finish that guillotine now from the top, from the mount, okay? We're in a really good position. Okay, so that's one counter to one of the guillotine defenses. And the second one, it's kind of a similar thing, right? I'm here, so I get the guillotine, I lock my legs up, okay, and the guy stacks me up. He stacks me up, puts all his weight on me, right? So what happens to his hips? His hips kind of come up, right? So I just drop my feet inside. And now I can go to either side. And from here, I can come up into the same thing, into like a mount, guillotine, and finish the fight from here, okay? So one more time, over here. So I have the guillotine, and have it locked up, and he does the second basic, guillotine counter. So I just drop my feet aside, and I can actually flip them to either side. So I'll take them to this side this time, and I can come up and finish the guillotine from the mount. But instead of losing position, maybe if the person, or getting tired, I counter his basic defense, and that's what submissions jiu-jitsu is really about, right? Being one step ahead of the other person.